Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it is time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right everybody, the weekly pop culture wrap-up is the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Some really exciting comic book news here. DC Comics has revealed their post-metal plans for Justice League, and they are spearheaded by Scott Snyder. This is awesome. It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries called No Justice, which kind of kicks it all off. And then there's going to be, I think, 4 different Justice League teams and books that are going to be coming out. That are going to be written by Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson. The miniseries No Justice will have artwork from Francis Manapul, whose artwork is amazing, had an astounding run on The Flash in the New 52. This cat's artwork is great and brilliant, and I'm very, very excited for this No Justice stuff because for like 2 years now, I've been saying this is DC's flagship book. This should be their #1 thing, the Justice League. It's all their big guns in one book, on one team. We need some top-tier talent here. We don't just need, Brian Hitch doing a story here and there. Christopher Priest coming in, kind of doing a story that feels like it's a throwaway story and kind of underneath his talent level. So you need something big, you need something bold. Metal has been a huge success, just being loud and boisterous and absurd and fun. And so maybe some of that energy is going to be injected into the Justice League. First of all, like I said, I like the idea that the top talent should be on this book. So I'm all down for Snyder, Manapul, Williamson, and Tynion. Seriously, these guys have been doing great work in DC Rebirth. The Snyder stuff's been amazing. Tynion's stuff over on Detective Comics has been phenomenal. And of course, Joshua Williamson's has a really, really solid run on The Flash going on right now. So I'm really pumped for this. So basically the story is that Brainiac somehow shows up, attacks, and convinces them to split up into these different teams and to go out, and it's going to be giant and cosmic and epic and all this kind of stuff, right? So I'm all excited for this. The teams, they're a little weird. So we got one team, the coolest team out of all of them, I think, is Wonder Woman, Dr. Fate, Zatanna, the Demon, and Raven. This is a really cool, solid team. Seems to be kind of magic-oriented. I like that. I think it's cool. Then you got Flash, Robin, Harley Quinn, the Atom, and Cyborg. People that follow this channel know that I'm not the biggest Harley Quinn fan, so I never wanted Harley Quinn to be a part of the Justice League. Alas, Deadpool was an Avenger. Harley Quinn is a Justice League member. Of course, the popularity, I guess, demands it, so we shall see. That's what we shall see. That team is really cool, aside from Harley. Anyway, then you got Batman, Lobo, Luthor, Deathstroke, and Beast Boy. Beast Boy is an odd pick on that one. These feel like they're the guys, though, that will do the steps necessary to get certain things done that, say, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Flash would not do. So that's super cool. Superman's team. Superman, Martian Manhunter. That's awesome. Martian Manhunter back in the Justice League where he belongs. He has been the heart of that team since the very beginning of the Justice League. You also got Sinestro, which is interesting. Starfire and Starro. Starro, and if you've been reading Metal, you know how much Scott Snyder's liking this version, this take of Starro that he's doing right now. So some interesting teams there. Like I said, I'm not really super sold on Lobo or Harley Quinn being there, but it's fine. It's whatever. If you've been enjoying the Christopher Priest run on Justice League or the Steve Orlando run of Justice League of America, sadly, those will be ending in April to make room for this. I believe this, the miniseries is in May and it launches after that, pretty much right after Metal. So that's cool. I'm kind of pumped for this. I'm excited. I want to know what you think about this news down in the comments below. Manapul's artwork is brilliant and glorious, and I love it. But the costumes are a little weird, especially when you see them in color. We'll have to see the explanation on this. Speaking of costumes, this week saw the release of Doomsday Clock #3. Batman has a new costume. I didn't mention it. Some people are like, why did you not mention Batman's new costume? I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but it kind of blew up, so I want to address it real quick. Yes, Batman has a new costume in Doomsday Clock. We know that Doomsday Clock takes place about a year from where we are currently in the DCU continuity. So Batman will be getting this suit. Gary Frank confirmed that on Twitter, saying that yes, it's happening. The big news is that the oval around the bat is back. I think they got rid of that in like 90, it was like what, like 99, like No Man's Land was the last time we really saw that, I believe. Greg Capullo's recent redesign, which I do like a lot, has a little bit of yellow around the bat signal, but no oval. I like the black bat on the gray a whole lot better than that oval, but I know that that's kind of what people think of when they think of Batman, is they think of that Michael Keaton, Adam West, old school bat symbol. So I guess that's kind of neat and a throwback again. But like I said, I really do like Batman's new costume, the Greg Capullo one. So I didn't see a need for a change, but there's always need for change and just shaking things up, even if it's going back to something classic. X-Men Blue has been my favorite X-Men book in the last couple years. I love this book so much. Charles Gunn. Not Charles Gunn. Charles Gunn is the character from Angel. Cullen Bunn, not Charles Gunn. Cullen Bunn. That's so random that popped up. I've been rewatching Angel and Buffy. Great series. If you haven't watched them, you really should. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Cullen Bunn's been doing a great job on X-Men Blue. We got a new team debuting in issue 25. The time-displaced X-Men are going to be kind of like out and around and lost and all that stuff. So you're going to have Polaris, Zorn. Very interesting which version of Zorn this is going to be. Jimmy Hudson, Bloodstorm, who have been in the book, Daken, and Gazing Nightshade, who was in the book like issue 5, 6, something like that. You might remember her. But the thing I want to point out is those costumes. Oh, whoa, those costumes look amazing. I love it. I'm totally down for the uniform look, but especially with the X-Men. I like it when the X-Men look more like they're wearing uniforms. My favorite X-Men uniforms, for instance, are the new X-Men Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely ones. I really like that, like the Dayglow. So I like this one with the blue. I would love to see this. You know, red's got a little bit of that aesthetic, that red aesthetic in there. I'd like to see that go forth in gold as well. Even Wolverine wearing one of these suits again, because you know Wolverine used to wear superhero suits. But anyway, so that's kind of exciting news costume-wise. Tony Stark, it has been announced, is returning in Iron Man number 599, the penultimate issue to the finale of Brian Michael Bendis' end of the run. So that's kind of exciting and cool. We already knew that was coming, so that's really not that exciting, I guess. Also in April, all new Wolverine number 33 debuts the story Old Man Laura, where it's going to jump into the future, and it's going to have X-23 as an older woman, Queen of Madripoor. I read this book at first. All New Wolverine was really, really good. I kind of fell behind on it, so I've been trade waiting, letting it catch up, and I'm going to read it all in a big chunk. But I kind of like the costume. It's very Tron looking, is it not? So that's exciting. Some movie news real quick. Let's talk about it. Dr. Sleep, a book by Stephen King, which is a sequel to The Shining, has found its director, Mike Flanagan, who did the Oculus movie. So that's kind of exciting to see. Apparently he's going to go really more into the book. A lot of Stephen King fans and Stephen King himself don't really like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining because it differs from the book. I've never read the book. I love Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. This is going to be more like a sequel directly to the book. It's about, you know, Jake is right? It's Jake Torrance? I don't know. But he's older. The kid from The Shining is older, and it's about him. I've never read the book, but I just wanted to talk about that. Also, Brie Larson, first image of her in costume as Captain Marvel debut. Now, it's like a paparazzi shot. It's someone, you know, like a few hundred yards away snapping a picture or something like that. It looks fine. It looks cool. It looks practical. It looks techie. It looks militaristic. It looks Kree. I like that. A lot of people are up in arms that it's not the typical blue, red, gold. It's green and gray, but that harkens back to the original Kree uniforms, the original Captain Marvel uniform. I don't think this is her final full costume for the entire thing. I don't think this is her Captain Marvel costume. I think it's a version of Marvel's Captain Marvel costume. Does that make sense? That's what I think about that. So anyway, that's what we got for you today. Let me know in the comments below what you think about any of this news or anything that I missed. Let's talk about pop culture in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Don't forget to check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcast blogs and a whole lot more. That podcast, we put a lot into it. It's really fun. We got a Nintendo one coming out in just a few days, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys for rocking with us, and keep on pop culturing.